Pennsylvania's state system of higher education. 14 universities, infinite opportunities. This week, we'll learn how the universities in the state system provide programs to give support to their students from the beginning of their collegiate career through graduation. But first, we'll hear from Cheyney University alumnus and Pennsylvania Secretary of Education, Pedro Rivera.
Hello, I'm Frank Brogan, Chancellor of Pennsylvania's State System of Higher Education. Welcome to another installment of Infinite Opportunities. This is our opportunity to talk to you, the people of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, about our 14 state-owned universities and the remarkable job that our students and faculty do in those institutions of higher education each and every day. As most of you are aware who've watched our program before, over 90% of our student body is made up of students from Pennsylvania. The vast majority of those students will stay right here in the Commonwealth to not only ply a trade, but also to inject a great quality of life into the Commonwealth for each and every one of us. We're so very fortunate today to have a special guest on the program, and that is Secretary of Education, Pedro Rivera. Secretary Rivera has been a long-standing educator in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. He attended Cheyney University, where he received a master's degree. I mention that because that is one of our 14 state universities in the Commonwealth. He also attended Penn State as an undergrad. He's been a classroom teacher, he's been a school administrator, a district staff administrator, and now, as I mentioned, serves in one of the most important roles in all of state government. So welcome today, Mr. Secretary. We are delighted to have you with us.
Thank you.
Well, you've had and served in so many roles in education in general, including your current role, but to the folks watching us, they may not really know, what does a Secretary of Education do? So could you tell us a little bit about some of the job functions that you serve?
Absolutely. The Secretary of Education is an extremely dynamic position when you think of who we serve throughout the Commonwealth. First, of course, the largest constituency base are our K-12 students. So we serve 500 school districts, a little over 1.74 million students within that system. But we also dually serve with the Department of Human Services, our early childhood institutions. We also provide support, as you know, through higher ed, through our Deputy of Higher Ed and the team that works there around teacher certification, connections through colleges of ed, and of course sitting on numerous boards and board of governors and institutions of higher learning. We also serve state libraries across the Commonwealth, so it's very multifaceted. So when you think of who we serve and our constituency base across the Commonwealth, it's anyone who's learning. So anyone from birth to 99 years old who is learning and considered a student, we are partly responsible for serving. I think for us as an education system, it's important that we understand that there are multiple pathways to success in life. There are multiple pathways to success in career. So it's incumbent upon us to look at serving specific communities, providing the needs of students through those communities, both in traditional academics, reading, writing, arithmetic, and the social sciences, but also now, as you noticed, and you've been a big part of this through our systems, the evolution of integrating career and technical education opportunities, a robust humanities courses, providing dual enrollment opportunities, as well as advanced placement courses that will help first students make choices to take advantage of options that will align them to a high interest career pathway, but also to provide a portfolio of options that will help make them much more successful.
You touched on, very importantly, the notion that curriculum should be of high quality, and that should include a basis in strong standards, expectations, and opportunities for students to push even beyond that which they thought otherwise might be unattainable. And now it's become so important for all children to be exposed to higher expectations, more rigorous and available and accessible learning opportunities. Not only why is that important, but what do you see around the state relative to the approach to those more rigorous opportunities for students?
Absolutely. Having been in this position now for a little over a year, I've had an opportunity to visit amazing programs in which, through dual enrollment opportunities, we have high schools partnering with their four-year institution partners to offer college courses as early as 11th grade. So I've visited with students who have finished high school already close to attaining an associate's, level accreditation. So when you think of it just in terms of the cost value, within 2 years they would be receiving their bachelor's degree and hopefully looking on to further opportunities just because of that partnership. We've looked at certificate programs where students were going into a 2-year degree almost already having a certificate in hand in a high quality occupation, AutoCAD, for example, mechanical drawing, nursing, welding, the trades, but also many of the humanity courses that are associated with our local institutions. So first, as a career pathway, it's extremely beneficial. It's cost effective. It exposes students to the college culture, whether it's a commuting opportunity or living on campus. By continuing these partnerships through the K-12 system and higher ed partners will allow us to better prepare to serve the child holistically, the student holistically, as well as academically.
Well, your job and mine are tied inextricably, not only because of the need to produce more students with associate degrees, baccalaureate degrees, master's degrees, to make certain that Pennsylvania always has access to a high quality and prepared workforce. But people like myself understand that starts from day one. It starts with family, and then that first formal step into a classroom, whether it's pre-K or kindergarten, and never really ends. Tell me pre-K through 12's approach to the issue of career pathways.
Absolutely. First, it's never too young to start to engage in a conversation around career pathways. If you walk into some of our pre-K centers and in dress-up corners, students can dress to be a policeman, a fireman, a doctor, a chef, and it's starting to then expose them to career options in the area of play. We then start to evolve from just the area of play and that alignment to career, to career pathways, to college and career pathways, through elementary school and middle school, where we really start to dig deeper around the exploration of interest and what occupations exist that align to the interest of children. And then later middle school into high school, we start to dig deeper around assessing and creating an inventory around what students are interested in, and understanding that there are opportunities to, earn a career, support one day a family, and move on through college doing something that you love. And I'm sure for everyone that's going to be watching and listening today, we can absolutely associate how different it is when you're engaged in a career that you love and something that you're passionate about versus something that you're not necessarily so passionate about. So, that passion, building passion and awareness starts when you're 3 years old. And not every child out there has the opportunity for a parent or someone in the community to look at them and ask them, what are you going to be when you grow up? But we ensure that the moment they step into our system, we're asking their children that question. If you can allow every student the opportunity, everyone who's going through the system an opportunity to choose a pathway that they're passionate about and can actually make a career out of and a great life and improve the quality of life of their families, then we've been successful as educators.
Well, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate the time you've spent with us. And I cannot, in a state like Pennsylvania, consider a more important role to fulfill than that of Secretary of Education. I know people like me, the presidents of our university, our faculty members, rely on the quality of the students who are coming out of those high schools because they are our student population. And as I mentioned earlier, they'll go on to become the adults who will indeed be the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for the future. So, Secretary of Education Pedro Rivera, I cannot thank you enough for being with us on this installment of Infinite Opportunities, and we hope you'll come back.
Absolutely, and thank you and the presidents for your continued partnership for making a difference in the lives of students. Thank you.
Coming up next, explore more opportunities offered at the universities in Pennsylvania's state system of higher education.
In 1934, 22 people started a financial cooperative. PSECU was born out of necessity, out of a need to provide service to people who needed it most. Since 2000, we've been forging strong relationships with educational partners across Pennsylvania, making strategic investments that benefit all members, including students, faculty, and staff, and alumni at over 20 university and college locations across Pennsylvania. Learn more about what we offer students at psecu.com/students.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we go to Cheyney University to see how a new mentoring program provides students with the key to success in their academic lives.
When I was a first-year student, I just went about trial and error, just going around falling and figuring things out as I go along. So when I joined the Cypher program, I was just like, how can I impact somebody else's life so where they won't go through the same things that I went through?
The Cypher program was my vision. I saw that there was a need for a program for first-year students particularly to help them navigate the college. I found that a lot of them didn't know exactly what support services that we had here and weren't aware of tools that they needed to be successful. And also I found that a lot of students were informally mentoring students.
Khalil's already gone through the things that I'm going through. He's in the Honors Academy. He's taken a lot of the same classes that I've taken. And so when I'm kind of freaking out over stuff that I feel like I'm not doing right or things that I think I should be doing, he's very adept at saying, just take a deep breath, just relax, here's what you do, here's what you're gonna do, here's what you should do, and this is how you're gonna accomplish this. And it kind of allows me to get my head on straight.
Khalil helps me by interacting with me, reaching out, seeing everything is okay, you know, with my academics, extracurricular activities on Cheyney campus.
The mentoring program is a paid position, but I wasn't eligible for work study, but I just volunteered anyway without being paid to be a mentor because I felt like the money isn't a big deal to me because I just want to like use my knowledge to help others.
I wanted a student that wanted to work with their peers, someone who understood the need for a peer mentor, particularly for someone who was a first-year student here at the university.
I meet with a one-on-one throughout the dormitories or in the hallways, or they want me to like come to a specific location, I can meet them at a specific location.
I would describe Khalil as like my older brother that I never had.
When I interact with Nehemiah, it's like, he reminds me of like a little brother to me because it's like, when he comes to me, he looks up to me highly. We was in Ubuntu leadership program across the hall at Birdie Hall, and he was writing down people that he looked up to, and he wrote my name down on a note card, and I was shocked because I didn't know that while I'm doing what I'm doing, there's somebody that's looking up to me and following my footsteps.
I would definitely consider being a mentor because I've learned a lot in the past year, and I would like to pass that on to people who are coming in and are just in a whole new environment. And I feel like I have that perspective that can be given to them.
I see myself being a mentor by giving back to my community. Not only that, but I feel as though my voice is important, like for the future generation to come.
I think it's been more successful than I thought it would be. I think that when we really designed the program, we really designed it for first-year students, but we get a mixture of students.
I think Cypher program is important for students here at Cheyney because Cypher program offers a one-on-one engagement between the mentor and the mentee. It also helps first-year students or transfer students engage in the campus community and be aware of the activities and events that's going on campus.
It's all really a program geared towards helping our students get adjusted and making sure that they're aware of the support services that we have, but also knowing that they can depend on each other.
College is a whole new environment, and you're coming in not knowing anybody, so it's easy to feel like you're just kind of the only person going through this. And programs like the Cypher Mentoring Program reminds you that you're in this together.
Invest in me. Invest in me.
Invest in me.
Invest in me.
Invest in me.
Invest in me.
I'll be your future public servant.
I'll be your future advertising executive.
I'll be your future accountant.
I will be your future motivational speaker.
I'll be your future lawmaker.
I will be your future teacher.
Invest in me. I'll be your future videographer.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we go to Slippery Rock University to find out how their first program helps freshman students acclimate to their new collegiate environment.
For me, the transition from high school to college was one that was filled with concerns about making new friends and classes. How different would they be from high school? Was I going to struggle? How big of a challenge was I going to face? Becoming involved on campus and being able to acclimate myself into the new life that I was going to start was probably my biggest concern.
Navigating the college environment can be a very daunting experience for the first-year student on campus. For the very first time, they may be on their own. They may not have any friends. They don't know where resources are. They don't know their faculty. They don't know staff, and they're learning all this for the very, very first time. So it's really important that our colleges and our universities today attend to the needs of our first-year students, because it is important that they have a very successful academic, social, and personal transition in that first year of college. And that is what Slippery Rock does.
Slippery Rock by far exceeded my expectations. The community that they have here and all of the programs that they try to involve you in and make sure you're aware of. We have 200 and something clubs on campus, so there was something for not only necessarily for myself, but for all other students that are coming here. There is something for everyone, so you don't have to worry about fitting in or making friends. There's room for you here.
It begins with orientation transition. Nearly 100% of our students actually attend Slippery Rock University's orientation program. We offer two options for students. Students can come in the spring semester or they can come in the early summer months. Either way, they work with a faculty advisor who helps them to get a schedule for the fall semester to understand what that schedule means. Their major requirements, their liberal studies or general education requirements, and how all of those things actually meet degree requirements. So important things that lay the foundation for understanding what they need to know about academic advisement before they even start their first semester as part of orientation. But it's not just about academics. It's also socially and personally we want to make sure they're integrated as well. So we really involve a lot of our upper class students in these kinds of programs and services to help with that transition.
For me, my most memorable experience from FIRST was within the first week that I came to campus. I'm a business major, so I had Dr. Orvis, the chairperson of the business department, as my first seminar leader. We all came into class and he gave us all t-shirts from the School of Business. You weren't just another number to him. He cared that you were in the department and that you felt like you belonged here and that this was for you.
The first seminar and the Learning Community Cluster effort, along with the first advisement, helps students to make connections with that academic department. So the idea is for us to create as many connections as we can, and for them with not only the academic department overall and to learn about their major and discipline, but also to connect close with the faculty and the upper division students who are majors in that department.
I actually have applied next year to be a first peer leader because I experienced the first seminar and I loved the experience I had being in that. I wanted to be able to kind of be a role model and a mentor for other first year students. So I'm really looking forward to becoming a part of that program. Slippery Rock definitely takes an approach where you're not just a number to them. They care about finding somewhere where you fit in, and clubs, like I said, that you want to become involved with. There is something for everyone, and the professors are also so caring.
Academic advising is like an extension of teaching at Slippery Rock University. It's truly an extension of what they're already doing in the classroom, except it's out of the classroom in a very mentoring process. And that's what our faculty do.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we go to Kutztown University to see how the university is providing upgraded living learning communities to enhance the educational experience for their students.
The Tri-County Residence Halls were originally built and opened in 1962. They housed the female residents of the campus. Over time, our students' needs have changed tremendously with technology, and we needed to take the opportunity to renovate and upgrade to be sure that we're really accommodating today's students' needs. The renovation included upgrading technology, access to the internet, collaboration space through study lounges, recreation space, including pool tables, ping pong tables, a full kitchen, and then also space for faculty to be able to come into the living learning communities and interact with their students in another way. A living learning community is a residential environment on campus where both students and faculty come together with a common interest. In addition, there is professional and student staff in every residential environment working with the living learning community students for a common purpose, a common goal for both academic success and personal growth. Kutztown University offers a variety of living learning communities in the Tri-County residential area, which includes Lehigh Hall, Schuylkill Hall, and Berks Hall. In Lehigh Hall, we host the art program, Frederick Douglass Institute, and exploratory studies. In Schuylkill Hall, we have physical sciences, biology, and the freshman honors program. And in Berks Hall, we have the business program and the education program.
So nationally, we know that things like living learning communities are very successful in helping students make an effective transition into college. And so they're not a new approach. They've been used in many places with great success. Here at Kutztown, we have a really diverse population that comes in. We have our freshmen, we have our commuters, we have students transitioning from community colleges. Freshmen can be particularly vulnerable because they're making so many transitions at once. And living learning communities allow us to provide that support early on in their very first few weeks and months, and that allows them to rapidly establish a community when they most need that kind of structure. One thing that we do to contribute to student success is we have tutors available on the floor 4 nights a week. These are upper class physical science students who can help tutor in classes, including science classes and math classes. So not only can students get support from their faculty during the day, but we have upper class students available to support them in the evenings.
One of the things we wanted to be sure was when we did these renovations is that we provided space for faculty and students to be able to meet and collaborate and interact. So we made sure that each residence hall had a faculty office with the appropriate equipment in place that they could sit down one-on-one or in small groups to talk to their students about academics. In addition to the lounge space like we're sitting in today, where they can do small group activities, have an opportunity to interact with their faculty in different ways than they would in the classroom.
Outside of the classroom, our faculty are committed to working with the living learning community. So for example, before advising, a group of faculty come in and meet with the students in small groups about what to expect and how to make that efficient and effective process as they go through advisement. We also have informal dining groups where faculty will come and have dinner with students. And those are all opportunities for students to make connections with both their own faculty and faculty they'll see in future years. As we look at the diverse students that now make up our 21st century college students, there's a great range in their experience, and building community is more challenging than ever. Living learning communities are one approach that we can take to help transition our students from the high school experience into a successful college experience.
Next, we'll go to Slippery Rock University to discover how the career education and development staff guide students to merge their educational experiences with their career goals.
The interaction that I've had with John Rindy and his crew is just amazing. The stuff that they've helped me with, everything that they've supported me with my resumes, just mock interviews, it's great. I feel very comfortable with them. I know what I want to do with my career life in general.
Life is about learning and change and education, development, and opportunity. And students engage in all sorts of opportunities before they come to the Rock and while they're at the Rock. What our office does is we help the students to understand it's the knowledge, the skills, and the abilities that they develop during those opportunities that become important when they're crafting a cover letter or a resume, and eventually in a job interview, but also during their work life. Their skills that they're going to apply every day.
I ended up building like a nice relationship with John especially. I always love going and talk to him, and I go there more often than I probably should, just in general, but I feel very comfortable with them. The student workers are great, everyone else is fine, but it's definitely, they're tough. Like, they definitely know their stuff, they know how to help everyone, and it's very, like I said, comfortable to be with them.
We are not the traditional career service office. That is very true. We are career education and development, and that is deliberately done. We want to make sure, first of all, that students understand when you come to our office, day one or even before, we serve students before they come to the Rock, they are going to learn something. We want to make sure that when students learn something, they can go out and do it for the rest of their lives. Second of all, development. You know, the career services model says, come on in your junior or senior year and we'll do your resume. Development says, you've got 4 years to get it done. And that is developing professionally, developing an understanding of your knowledge, your skills, and your abilities, but also, very importantly, developing your network. Probably 90% of our students will have heard from our office before they even set foot on campus.
Starting out from my freshman year to my senior year now is a totally different career path of where I really wanted to go. But I think going into them and like when I got my resume together, I realized exactly where I wanted to go in life, because I kind of just went in like, oh, I want to do this. But then when I actually had all my experiences done and everything from where I started out, I realized that this is the career path that I really want to go.
It is really interesting when students come out of high school that we expect them to know what are the first 2 questions we ask them. What's your major going to be? What are you going to be for the rest of your life? And yet we know statistically from the Census Bureau that 23% of bachelor's degree holders do not work in the area that they studied. So that makes our job even more complex. First of all, helping students to understand their interests, their values, their personality, their ability, but also the job market. Where are the jobs going to be? But also understanding that what you study, what you choose to study is not always the be-all to end-all. Sometimes you're going to go on and do things that you didn't even study.
Going in my freshman year, I really wanted to do something with sports. And then going out my senior year, I really want to work at a country club. So I came in wanting to do sports and events. Now I want to do more events, but in a country club aspect.
It is so exciting when we see students engage in the different opportunities that are here at Slippery Rock University, from study abroad to internships, to job shadows, to research with a faculty member, joining and leading student organizations.
Coming to the Career Center, they're almost like a family, especially John Rindy. He's helped me so much. I think just the takeaway that I have with them is I know that someone is always going to be willing to help me no matter what time of day it is. They'll make time for you, and they want to help you, especially students, to better ourselves in our career life.
Come back next week to learn more of the infinite opportunities at the state system's 14 universities, or visit us online